right, so let's get this show started. My name's Maris. I'm the Director of Communications for Tennessee Environmental Council, and I'm really excited for Tree Day this year. This is my second Tree Day working with Tennessee Environmental Council, and our tree program manager, Cynthia Hernandez, and our CEO, Jeffrey Berry, and they're going to give a full comprehensive overview of everything you need to know about being hubs and site leaders and what Tree Day looks like from now until March 15th, Tree Day. So we're going to share a screen here. And Jeff, do the honors for us.
Tree Day.
Oh,
Tennessee
yeah.
Tree
And it
Day.
is the 11th annual Tree Day is what I just found out, which means that every year we're getting better at this. And you are a part of an incredible event that goes across the state. We planted our millionth commemorative tree last year, and it's just so awesome. It's growing and growing and growing. Haha, pun intended. And we're just really excited that you all have decided to be a part of it and help us with this. So, and be Tree Day. We couldn't do this without you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the presentation, Jeff, if you can share your screen.
Yeah, and let's celebrate that because you all are responsible for us reaching that millionth tree milestone last year. This is the first time we've had a chance to have a conversation since we did that. So thank you all for being part of that momentous historic occasion. We planted that millionth tree down there at Bicentennial Mall State Park. I'm sharing my screen now so you can, this webinar is being recorded so you can watch it again. You can watch it 10 or 20 times as you're, with your families. And then those who can't be here today can also then watch it. We will send out the link tomorrow via email. And my name is Jeffrey Berry. I am CEO of Tennessee Environmental Council.
And I'm Cynthia Hernandez, the Tennessee Tree Program Manager.
Yes.
And we are in a field of trees out at the East Tennessee Nursery in Delano, Tennessee. This is an informational session for pickup site leaders and regional hub leaders. The purpose of this session is to get a chance to meet you, thank you, and check in, acknowledge the magnitude of the event that's coming up and your role in that. Make sure you're prepared and know what to expect, and answer any questions that you may have.
Because Tree Day is 7.5 weeks away. Are you all ready? Getting ready?
Yes. And we have a poll.
The question is, and you're going to answer it in your online interface there. Is this your first time hosting a pickup site? I saw a lot of familiar names in the chat. We will be, if you have any questions as this webinar unfolds and as we go through it, just type it in the chat or the Q&A, and we will do our best to answer those questions at the end. So we already have, I think we have a full response. So do we announce the results now? I can, because you can see it on my screen actually unfolding live if you're watching my screen. I'm not going to click the stop sharing button, but yeah, we have so far 64%, not my first rodeo, recurring pickup site leaders, and 36% first time. Welcome aboard, first timers, newbies. We hope you have a really fun and meaningful experience. And thank you for those who keep coming back to help us deliver trees across Tennessee. Pickup sites and hubs are critical links to get the trees from the nurseries out to the communities. So that's why we're here today, to talk about your role. All right, 64 to 36. I'm going to go ahead and click share results and get back to it.
Awesome.
Tennessee Environmental Council was founded in 1970. We are a statewide nonprofit organization. Our mission is helping people and communities improve our environment for all. And our vision, what we're working toward, is thriving habitats, a circular economy, and climate balance in Tennessee. And the Tennessee Tree Program is one of the ways we work toward that vision. And Tennessee Tree Day is our big event every year. So what is Tennessee Tree Day, Cynthia?
Tennessee Tree Day is the largest tree planting single day event in Tennessee, and as far as we know, America. So Canada does have a large tree planting. So yeah, thousands of volunteers help plant thousands of native trees every year.
And Tennessee Environmental Council organizes this event every year. We build it from scratch, including recruiting pickup site leaders, ordering the trees, paying for the trees, all the marketing, publicity every year. And obviously we think it's important because this is our 11th annual tree day coming up. You can see in this map, these are just the tree planting locations from 2015 to 2024 within Tennessee Tree Day. So literally, it's like over 25,000 dots on the map. And some of them are on top of dots on top of dots. So this program has indeed covered the entire state of Tennessee. We're very proud of that. And we have pickup sites, thanks to you, in communities across the state. We try to make these trees as accessible as possible to everyone who wants to participate and plant. What about that journey?
Yeah, so the trees take quite a journey. We have 4 nurseries that we're working with this year. We've got 9 regional hubs, 164 pickup sites in the local communities, and over 5,000 planting locations and participants who will invite their friends and their family to help them plant. And so we usually have about 20,000 volunteers that help with this event every year. And this is a picture of our hubs. This year we were not able to lock down a location in Cookeville. So right now the plan is to actually deliver the trees to this Cookeville area. Anybody that signed up for trees at that regional hub, we're going to be delivering those trees. That will be Monday, March 10th and 11th, possibly 12th.
Excellent.
And these are our 164 pickup sites. So
yeah, and Cynthia and Ginger worked very hard over the summer, July, August, September, October, to get all these pickup sites set up, and that's you all in this audience. A lot of key dates coming up. You want me to run this one, Cynthia?
sure, go for it.
So March 2nd. So right now the tree reservations are online, and we're marketing that nonstop, around the clock, primarily on social media between now and March 2nd. In fact, those ads have been running since early November when we launched this. We close that out on March 2nd so that we can prepare all the customer participant lists and get them to you. The March 4th through 7 is when the trees will begin arriving from one of our nurseries, which is the Missouri Department of Conservation. And then March 7th, by that date, you will have received via email the list of participants picking their trees up from you if you're a site leader. March 10th is when TEC staff will hop in Penske trucks, vans donated by Penske. Thank you, Penske, for the donation every year. So we'll be driving to the 10 hubs, with that one exception that Cynthia mentioned. Cookeville that driver will go to all the pickup sites and drop those trees off for you, shake your hand, and be on their way. And then on March 10th, when we drop off those trees, with the exception of the Cookeville location, those trees will be sorted for your pickup site if you chose the Cookeville hub. But if you're any of the other 9 hubs, we will be there to sort those trees and get them divided up per pickup site, so that March 11 and 12, when the pickup sites, that's you, most of you, the pickup site leaders will drive to your hub, and you will see your bundle of trees based on the name of your pickup site. You'll pick those up, only what is set aside for you. and then you will drive back to your pickup site to get ready for pre-bundling if you're choosing that option. And March 13, 12, 13, as soon as you get your trees, you can start preparing them for and bundling them up. As long as you keep those roots covered and moist and protected at all times. March 14th and 15th is the pickup day when participants will come to your location, pick up those trees. And March 15th is Tennessee Tree Day. So we want everyone to get out there and plant. Key dates, March 2, tree reservations closed. We would ask you to help spread the word to your networks, your email, your social media. Put the Tennessee Tree Day webpage on your social media so people can click it and reserve trees. We are sending you flyers that you will receive in a few days that you can post up around town or put on your front desk. So there's our tree team that makes it all happen. Cynthia.
And the key dates for the hub leaders, you should be receiving a shipment of trees from the Missouri nursery. Vicky, those are going to be going to the hubs. And we want to make sure that you count and verify you have all the trees that you're supposed to have and the species. And fill out the online form for us. Then March 10th, like Jeff said, we're going to be arriving at the hubs with the rest of the trees. And so then we're also going to help sort the trees and get them ready to go. And then on March 11th and 12th, the pickup site leaders will pick up trees at the hubs. That's what to expect. And this is just a picture of us all jumping in those Penske trucks and delivering those trees, sorting them. I just want to make sure that take care of the roots and keep them moist at all times in a cool, shaded, dry spot. Very important.
It is. And taking care of the seedlings until they're not in your hands anymore and they're in the ground is of utmost importance. These trees are pulled out of the ground when they're a year old from the nurseries, East Tennessee, Missouri, Hillis in Middle Tennessee, and one nursery in Northern Georgia. So they are baby trees. They're all 1 year old and they're dormant. So they're not under any demands right now. So that's why we got to keep them cool and keep those roots covered, because when roots dry out, the tree dies. It's essentially how they work. They're not like, I mean, the roots need to be covered at all times, period. So I'm going to repeat that several times as we go, but you can see how many trees. That's probably 20,000 trees there in the lower right that Cynthia is showing off there at our Nashville hub at the Ellington Agricultural Center. So you won't have that many trees. Most hubs will not have that many. And we'll get into that. The supplies that we're going to bring for hubs. Cynthia, you want to run through that?
We're going to bring some 5-gallon buckets and that's to make sure the roots stay wet, some jugs of water in the case that there's not a water source, but if we have a water source, that would be a lot better. We'll have flagging tape, masking tape, stickers, file folder labels with the tree species, and compostable bags, Sharpies, paper towels, and a clipboard. And the key point for hub leaders and pickup site leaders is when your trees arrive, we just want to make sure you count the trees and fill out our online inventory form. We'll be providing that soon.
And yeah, accounting doesn't mean you open up the bags and you pull out all the seedlings. You'll just look at the number on the bag. The species will be labeled on the outside of the bag, so you can just go through and use our online reporting form just to get the inventory of what has arrived. And if anything is off, we need to know as soon as possible, like immediately, if you didn't receive some number of trees, or if you got too many too. Tree care tips, that's my hand, and that's my backyard. One year we had a lot of them shipped to my home in Nashville, so we could sort them. But repeating the tree care tips, just keep the trees in a secure area. We don't want people running off with a bag of trees that did not sign up for those trees. So they are valuable, those trees, those baby trees. So keep the roots covered and moist in their bags at all times. So if you don't open up the bag, they're going to be in the best condition possible because they are moist in there. There's a medium in there that keeps the roots moist. They're protected. So keep them in those bags until you are sorting or bundling. Use 5-gallon buckets. Fill up a 5-gallon bucket. You can dunk that whole thing, most of like an entire bundle in a 5-gallon buckets to re-moisten those roots when you're transferring them from one bag to the next. And so always have a source of water on hand, plenty of water. So there's again our pickup sites. That's you all. So we're going to talk about the key dates for the pickup site leaders now. Are you ready for that, Cynthia?
I'm ready. Like Jeff said, we are going to be sending out some flyers and keep promoting. But the next key date for pickup site leaders is March 7th. You should expect to receive an email with all of the orders, all of the customer contact information, email, phone number of anyone that's coming to pick up from you. March 11th and 12th are the days that you'll pick up your trees from the regional hubs. And if you choose to pre-bundle, March 13th is a great day to do that. That's the Thursday before Tree Day. March 14th is the Friday, and March 15th is Saturday, Tree Day. And that's when participants will pick up trees from the pickup sites.
And as of this webinar recording, that is 7 weeks from this week, all of those activities. So coming up, and we have, I think 30,000 trees have been reserved so far with 7 weeks to go or 6 weeks to go before we close those reservations. And about 2,000 planting locations. So we're getting there, and we're going to promote it as much as we can to make sure we have 100,000. We've actually bought 110,000 trees from the nursery. So we'd like that to quote unquote sell out. So key dates for those pickup site leaders, Tuesday, March 11, when you pick them up, and March 12th, pick them up as soon as you have them when you're ready to pre-bundle them, get those operations set up to pre-bundle if you're doing the pre-bundle. Yeah. And
from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this picture is me holding a bag of 100 oak trees. So they don't take up a whole lot of space. So I wanted you to get an idea of how large the 100 trees would be.
you can get 1,000 trees like that, 10 of those bags in the trunk of most medium-sized sedans or larger. So yeah, you won't need a big truck to transport a lot of seedlings. So when you go to pick up your trees from the regional hub that you selected when you signed up to be a pickup site leader, make sure you double check that order for accuracy. Make sure you've got the right number of each species. And if you have any discrepancies, there's our contact info. We're going to shout that out a few times before the end of this webinar. Our phone number, our email address, and we will also show you how to join us via Zoom on the pickup day itself and the entry day itself. So that yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Cynthia?
Okay, and here's a supply list for pickup site leaders. We are going to send this out in an email after this webinar, but you will want to have some 5-gallon buckets, water source, paper towels or newspaper, plastic bags to wrap the orders in, and masking tape to label the trees and secure the orders, Sharpies, in case you need to write on bags, labels and flagging tape for grouping trees. Yeah, we'll bring want to make sure you bring all of that.
And that will be for your pickup site when you are organizing the trees for participants. That's when you're pre-bundling or on the day when people are picking up if you're doing the wrap and go method, which we will talk about as well. Speaking of which, Cynthia.
Yes, now we want to talk to you a little bit about the two ways that you can operate your pickup site. Pre-bundling is recommended. It requires more work on the front end before your actual pickup site date, more volunteers, and then it makes it really easy on those pickup site days to just, when they walk up, the order's ready to go. And the other option is the wrap and go, which you would put together orders on the spot when people got there. That's how we used to do it. It's a little more hectic, but yeah, let's dig into this.
Yeah, we have two videos to show you each of these methods, one for each method. And I will show the first video was provided by the Rutherford County Master Gardeners, who have served as a pickup site in Murfreesboro for probably since we first did our first tree day in 2015. So they put this 1-minute video together to show you how to do the wrap and go method. I'm sorry, this is pre-bundle.
There's no sound, Jeff.
Yes. First of all, they come up here and they get their clipboard with their order.
Okay, no sound.
No, it caught up. Maybe you
Okay.
restarted. It just needed to catch up. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to bring this down and start play again. Thank you, Maris. There should be music there.
My process. First of all, they come up here and they get their clipboard with their order on it. Then they pull their orders. They come through here. It's on the list. Every table's labeled with the trees that they belong on. Once they pull them, they lay them here on the table with the bag of who they belong to, and then they will dip them in water and then we bag them. And then those are taken over there and after that pour them.
The jazzy music is missing, but the voice did come in, so.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's music overall, which I'm dancing to. So you can see a couple things on this video. We will send you a little bit longer video hosted by Cynthia that's on YouTube that describes this pre-bundling method in a little bit more detail and step by step. But we will send you these labels that you can print that you can label each tree, and you have your participant lists. The only thing, yeah, we want to moisten those roots. Everyone has tons of plastic grocery bags in their drawers at home, so bring all of those out. We prefer compostable bags, but we don't want you to have to buy more stuff to wrap up those trees. The one point of clarification is we don't like to leave roots exposed like that. But what they did in this that you don't see happening is they're actually going around constantly spraying those with a water bottle. So they're keeping those roots moist, but we prefer that you keep those in the bags until you pull them out. It's a little bit more work, but it's going to help take care of those baby trees.
Yeah, and the Rutherford County Master Gardeners are really efficient. They're able to package up thousands of trees within just a couple of hours with the help of, I think they use about 30 volunteers every year for their sorting process. So
yeah, and that's an important point, because if you have a lot of trees to sort and bundle, if you're doing pre-bundling, having 5 to 10 volunteers to help you you want to start getting that lined up now, because you know the dates. 4 weeks ahead of the schedule is a good time to start recruiting those volunteers. For those of you who are new to this, definitely good to recruit those volunteers now. If you need help recruiting volunteers in your community, please reach out to us in the contact info we're sharing multiple times in this webinar. This next video is just a little bit of a glimpse of how the wrap and go. It's an excerpt from another video, but it should give you an idea of how the wrap and go method works.
Repeat the 3 keys to success. First, keep your roots moist and covered tightly at all times. Second, label your trees.
And third, plant them as soon as possible.
And please take pictures of your tree planting efforts and take videos and post them on our social media on Facebook and Instagram.
And now, how to plant your tree.
I want to just go back a second. Sorry for that queuing up a little bit too late in the video. But before you put them in plastic bags, essentially, the way Wrap and Go works is you have your list of participants, everyone who reserved trees at your location, the species and quantities is all on that sheet. And then somebody walks up to your pickup site and says, hey, they tell you their name. You go pull their species. You have all the trees in buckets of water so that the roots are wet. And then by species, you go and pull the trees, the correct quantities for each participant. You dunk them in there, you put them in a bag, hand them to them, and they go home and plant their trees and you cross their name off the list. So that's Wrap and Go. You just basically prepare them as they come up. And it works better for smaller pickup sites where you just have a few hundred trees and maybe a dozen or 10 to 20 participants. So it's up to you how you want to do it. We recommend pre-bundling because it's just a smoother operation if you have the volunteer help on the front end to do that pre-bundling the day before.
Yeah, I just wanted to add with that, you'll just want to make sure the trees are labeled accurately. We recommend having a different bag for every species and writing on a Sharpie onto the bag so people know what they have when they get home. That's really important. Right, to plant the right tree in the right place.
Yeah, because oftentimes participants will get home and they'll be like, I don't know what this tree is. And we give a twig guide that helps them identify it, but it's much easier if they just write that species on the bag. Or if you label the tops with the little printer labels and you just wrap it around one of the stems of the tree. We have this video on how to plant a seedling, and since this is not a webinar for tree planters, we do have this video linked on our website, and we will send it out to all pickup sites, all hubs, and all participants in advance of tree day, so people know how to plant those seedlings. I'm going to go back to our Canva presentation, get back on track here.
We'll send it out to all participants, anybody that's planting a tree.
And now that you've seen the two methods, which one are you going to use? There's two videos. Oh, I guess we have a survey coming up. But before we get to the online survey, we will send you a template for a sign like this, tree pickup with an arrow, several versions of that so you can print and post. We will email all participants to let them know to be prepared because we don't know what you're doing ahead of time, but so that everyone brings those plastic bags, a water bottle for wetting the roots if needed, newspaper, paper towels to wrap those roots, and then the Sharpie to label the bag of the species. We will ask participants to bring those supplies. All right, which method? Now, poll number 2. Are you, as a pickup site leader, going to do the pre-bundling or the Wrap and Go? There we go. We got 25 out of 27 responses. So 100% have answered the question. Thank you. We have 90%. I guess I can do end poll then, right?
I got it. I got it. Just if we do it at the same time, it keeps popping up. I got it.
I got you. Thank you. Oh, hands free. Is it revealed?
Yeah, 97% pre-bundle, 3% Wrap and Go.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for answering the poll, and let us know how we can help in any of these operations. So here we want to I shared earlier that we have about 30,000 trees that have been reserved by approximately 2,000 participants, which equals 2,000 plus planting locations across Tennessee. We expect that to be over 5,000 by the time this closes in 6 weeks, the reservations. But here's how you can find out how many participants are registered at your site. You can do that now. You can look at this every day if you want to see if the number's gone up. Definitely want you to look after we close reservations, because then it won't go up anymore. and that'll be your final count. But you just click on, go to Tennessee or tectn.org. That's our Tennessee Environmental Council website, and / Tennessee Tree Day. And you can also choose Tennessee Tree Day from the drop-down menus at the top. But when you find this map, you click on the flag for your pickup site, and then there will be a link in there that starts with FlipCause. FlipCause is our software that all the campaigns are hosted on. So you click your link, your FlipCause link, and that's your landing page for your pickup site. That's what when you click on the flag, you'll see this. Here's the link, www.flipcause.com. Cynthia, do you want to add something to that?
I was just gonna tell you, I slid an extra slide in there to show where that registration link pops up in the case that anybody didn't know. And someone asked a question about the different colors on the map, and those are indicating different counties, as you can see at the bottom there.
Clustered by color and county. We try to hit all 95 counties with a pickup site, and I don't know what we are. We're probably at 80 counties probably have a pickup site in them. So not quite 100%, but on that landing page for that campaign, you'll see the number of contributions there. That's the number of individuals that have reserved trees at your location. With 41 days to go, there are 14 participants picking up in Delano at Hiwassee-Ocoee State Park. That's an important note here too, extreme weather alternate date. If there is a big freeze or any other major weather event on Tennessee Tree Day, or that would affect the distribution of those trees for some reason, we will let you all know that we will reschedule Tree Day for March 22nd. So nobody would come and pick up their trees from you on the scheduled date of March 14th or 15th. But that's only in case of extreme weather. Like, it has to be pretty severe for that to happen. We don't want anybody closing up their pickup site because a thunderstorm blows through. You know, if there's rain, definitely don't want to be outdoors during lightning, but use your best judgment always and be safe. But we'll let you know if we need to take advantage of the alternate weather date. Information on how to properly plant and care for your trees can be found on that video I scrolled through earlier, which is linked on our homepage, or the Tennessee Tree Day webpage, and we will send that link out via email as well. Cynthia?
In case of emergency, if something comes up, something happens, just let us know as soon as you can. You can reach us by phone at 615-248-6500. The Tree Day team, you can email us at treeday@tectn.org. And we're also going to have a Zoom hotline open on March the 14th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Tree Day team will be on there ready to answer any questions that anybody has, also on Saturday, March 15th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, we've learned that being accessible on those days when lots of people are coming and traveling all over to get their trees, any issues that come up, we want to be available to help. So that's why we will be on the Zoom. We'll send that link out through the email that's going out tomorrow, but we will remind you several times between now and Tree Day how to get into that Zoom. You got our phone number, you got our email address. We're monitoring both of those all day on the 14th and 15th, so that if anything comes up, you can easily contact us. And emergencies have been, people have to go to the hospital and they are not able to do their pickup site obligation. So that's the kind of emergency that comes up, and we always wish people the best and hope that nothing does come up that's an emergency. So I mean, we did Tree Day during the pandemic. We were still able to pull it off, but we had to really juggle a lot of stuff. So we hope to keep those emergencies to a minimum. If they do happen, now you know how to what to do in that case. So we have a few troubleshooting tips here, that things that do happen every year with an event of this size, with thousands of people participating, hundreds of locations, and tens of thousands of trees. Mistakes do happen. They are rare, usually less than 2% or 1% error rate, if you will. but it does happen. We work every year to minimize that. But here are some troubleshooting tips. So if someone shows up, they walk up and they're like, hey, I want some trees. Or I'm here to pick up my trees, or they're like off the street, they'll find out that there's trees being given out. And if they're not on your list, we don't want you to give them anything because they may not have registered, or they may have registered at a different location. So if they're not on your list, we want you to do the following. Get into the Zoom hotline and we can troubleshoot it for you. We can look up in our software where they actually signed up to pick up their trees. If they're not in our system, that means they never registered. They can, if they didn't register, but they do want trees, you can hold off any extra trees at the end of tree day when all the participants have picked up their trees, like the Monday after. If there are trees left over and you want to give them to those people who said they wanted trees but didn't register, you're more than welcome to let them have some of those leftover trees. We're going to talk about leftover trees as well.
That's another perk of doing the pre-bundling. You'll know exactly how many extra trees that you might have.
That's right. And so if someone comes up and they're like on the list, and for some reason there was a mistake in counting, or in all the handoff of trees, you're short, and a participant is like, well, I signed up and I'm on the list, where are my trees? And you're like, and you look and you can't find their trees. So best thing to do in that case is just sincerely apologize and say, TEC will help you out. We can offer a refund. We could offer to bring them extra trees or deliver some trees in some other way after the event. But we will resolve those issues for anyone who has that kind of issue, which is like extremely rare, like I said. But they can call our phone number, which is posted, and we will give them the phone number as well. You'll have it on hand. They can email us, or they can jump in that Zoom that we're going to have open all day, the 14th and 15th. And we will resolve it for them. So it's off of your hands. What to do with leftover trees? What do you recommend, Cynthia?
Plant them. And if you can't plant them, give them to a friend that will plant them. You could set up a Facebook page and offer free trees on that. That's just an idea. But let us know, fill out the survey, and we'll try to figure something out if you don't have anybody that you know that can plant them.
In some cases, we will drive and pick them up for you, and we will find a home. We always find a way to find people that want to plant those leftover trees, but we definitely want them to be planted if at all possible. So find someone who can plant them, or let us have them back. But we will send you that survey in one of our toolkit emails, and you can tell us how many you have left over, if any. What are the successes of Tennessee Tree Day and the tree program, Cynthia, Ms. Tree Program Manager?
Well, we've had over 100,000 volunteers help since the beginning of Tree Day events in 2015. We've planted trees in all 95 counties and over 1 million trees at this point, which is a huge milestone for us. We do send out a survival survey post-event a couple months after the first season or so. We usually have about 75 to 80% survival rate, so that's good. Follow-up survey, and we also ask for people to send us their pictures of their trees and tree selfies. And we lead everyone to our Facebook group, the Tennessee Tree Day Facebook group. So if you're not in there, please join.
Yeah, we encourage you to take pictures of any part of if you're planting, if you're giving out trees, if you're bundling, take videos, short videos, selfies. We love to see the energy of your efforts represented on social media. And also you can send it to us directly if you don't have a social media account. So we can use them to celebrate the success of what we've all accomplished together. It means a lot to see your photos and videos, so please make sure to take a moment to get your camera out. I will just touch on other programs because Tree Day is a big operation. It's not the only thing we do as an organization. We have a number of statewide initiatives. One is our Generate Some Buzz program, which is we help people plant pollinator gardens at home or in their community, at houses of worship, at schools, and that's Generate Some Buzz, native pollinator gardens. We have a watershed support center where we do litter cleanup events in streams. We do stream restoration, bank stabilization. All of these efforts require volunteers and a lot of engagement for them to work. We have amazing success stories for each of these programs that we share every year through our VIP reception in the summer. We have a Compost Your Compost, a backyard residential composting initiative where we encourage you to start composting your food scraps instead of throwing them in the trash, so it becomes fresh soil, regenerates soils from things we're throwing away every day. Recycle Tennessee, the hallmark initiative there is our recycling roundups across the state. We've done like 17 recycling roundups in communities across the state. We're going to do 12 to 15 more this year. And we've recycled over 500,000 pounds of hard recycle items like mattresses, electronics, tires, and more. So those are some of the initiatives we have at Tennessee Environmental Council. Please check out our website anytime to find out the upcoming events. Get on our e-newsletter, which you can sign up for on our website. Maris sends out a really wonderful email every Monday called TEC Good News Monday. It always has a list of our upcoming opportunities for you to get involved. Tree Days on there, among the other initiatives year-round that we do. So in conclusion, Cynthia, what are the key things to remember?
Well, you want to make sure that you read all of our emails that we send between now and Tree Day. Report any errors immediately or any changes on your end immediately. Want you to take care of the baby trees by keeping the roots moist and protected. And most of all, have fun, have a good time. And yeah, thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts. Do we have more questions? No more polls. Aha. Pop quiz. What day do tree registrations close online? Last day to reserve. Is it March 1st, March 2nd, March 10th, March 14th? With the imaginary music of the game show theme song, we have a screen here showing all the sponsors of Tennessee Tree Day that help make it possible. A lot of the UT extension offices are serving as pickup sites as they do every year, and that's more pickup sites are hosted by UT Extension than by any other single entity. So tree reservations, you all are right in the right ballpark there. We have 100% answered, it looks like. Getting there.
Not yet.
Not there. Well, thank you to all the sponsors. We like the Atmos Energy has been our presenting sponsor for several years. LKQ, which recycles cars worldwide, based here in Tennessee. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture, which grows all those trees in the East Tennessee Nursery. TVA is a longtime supporter. LP Building Solutions. The National Wildlife Federation Trees for Wildlife program helps pay for those seedlings. Nissan has participated for several years now. Tractor Supply Company Foundation. These companies, Coca-Cola Consolidated, foundations and state agencies and water, stormwater agencies, all of y'all make this possible. So thank you so much. It's a team effort and we're going to keep doing it as long as there is interest. So what's the answer to what day do tree registrations close online?
The answer is March 2nd.
Looks like 74% got that right. You guys are paying attention. And then question number 2, what day do pickup site leaders pick up trees? The 11th and the 12th, 82%. You guys are right on there. And what are the most important tree care tips? This one kind of made this one a little easy. But just to remind you guys, we don't want to submerge the roots in water. We don't want them to be in bright sunny places, even though they do need sunlight to grow. They need a cool shady area while they're hanging out, getting ready for their people to pick them up. And then when should you notify us about missing trees? So this one was kind of like a little tricky, a little bit of a trick question. You want to do it right as you count them as you're while you're still at the hub. As soon as possible, because Cynthia, you explained that to me earlier. We could possibly replace them with a different tree, or right? There's other options there.
Yeah, we'll try to figure it out, but if we need to, we'll replace with a different species. Hopefully that won't.
And right.
Yeah.
But these things do happen, and just, play it cool. We'll figure it out. We'll make sure that people are happy. And then what ways can you get in touch with TEC? So this was also a little bit of a trick question. All of the above. You can call us if you don't get through. We are going to have a lot of people calling at that time. But so then you can also shoot an email to Tree Day. We will be on that all the time. And then the Zoom calls really were effective last year, with participants signing on and leaders from pickup sites and things. So just know that we're here, and we're doing the best that we can to make sure that everything goes according to plan, and that we can answer all your questions and make everybody happy. But we all are human beings, and this is a giant event. So we appreciate your patience and your help and your willingness to do it.
I'm really pleased to see that 100% got the most important question right, is how to take care of those trees. So thank you for being mindful of that. Questions? Any questions in the chat or the Q&A? We are going to sign off here momentarily if there's any critical
Yes,
questions.
we do have questions, and I'm gonna read them off for you. So first one was from David Jackson. How has interest been so far this year? And
We
go ahead.
We have over 2,000 participants registered. We're aiming for 5,000. So we're approaching the halfway mark with 41 days to go with registrations online. So that's about the usual, kind of the usual pace of people signing up to get trees. And we're at a third of the trees reserved out of the total inventory that we have available. So we appreciate any help that you can offer to spread the word. Put that the best way to promote this is simply put the link tectn.org/Tennessee Tree Day in your social media posts, and post often. And
yeah,
then
and all those links are in the chat too. So all those links are in the chat. Follow us, share, whatever, and tag us too, so we can share your stuff.
Perfect.
The next question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We are putting those flyers in the mail to every pickup site. So you at least have a few to post around town or put on your desk.
And we just sent a text message out to over 20,000 people. So that went out this morning at 11:30. And so hopefully we'll get a little uptick from that as well. But it is really helpful and important to have everybody promoting and talking about Tree Day. So whatever you can do would be great. Kathy asked, pickup sites marked on the map or different colors, what do the colors indicate? I think the one that she's referring to, I think it doesn't have any real significance, right? It was just showing like a different style of
different counties
yeah.
for each.
Yeah, it was just different counties. I think you said these saplings are 1 year old. Does that mean they are knee high at best? The demo shows waist high saplings. What should we expect? Different sizes like last year?
Correct. They range in size from like a foot to some are 4 feet. So it depends on the species. It depends on how well they grew at the nursery. But they are all viable live trees that will grow fairly fast because they're native. But yeah, they do range in size depending on the species. Some of the pines are just 6 inches, in fact, the conifers are, but 6 to 9 inches and then up to 4 feet.
Awesome, thank you. I'm not sure what this refers to, but some of the participants are listed as anonymous, and that was a question from John Goddard. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
That just means they don't want their name on the landing page published as, hey, so-and-so participated in Tree Day. If you don't select on anonymous, your name, the participant name will show up on that campaign landing page. But you will see their name in the participant list when we send it to you.
How and when will we know where our nearest hub is when we pick up trees?
So when you signed up to be a pickup site leader, assuming this question comes from a pickup site leader, you selected one of the regional hubs to pick up your trees. So we would need you to look at your receipt for when you registered. If you don't remember, send an email to treeday@tectn.org or give us a call, and we can type that email address in the chat. We will look it up for you and let you know which hub that you selected when you signed up to be a pickup site leader.
Okay, great. And then a couple more. Can you explain what is going on with the Cookeville hub? I think you did address that already.
You
So
signed
they,
up to trees at the Cookeville hub, because we had Monterey as a hub in previous years, but it just seemed a little further out for the Cookeville people. And we just had a hard time finding someone to take on that commitment of being a hub in Cookeville. So what we're going to do instead, which we have done in years past, is one of our Tennessee Environmental Council staff will be driving all those trees to your location. If you are a pickup site and you chose Cookeville as your hub, you kind of don't have to worry about it. We will let you know who will be driving your van and making those drops for you. So we'll bring the trees right to your location. But we will make sure you know we're coming well in advance. Like in the next few weeks, we'll be in touch with you.
awesome. Two more. Larry said, I just want to verify the trees delivered to the hubs are already divided by pickup site.
Yes.
Or I guess they're
When you-
already divided at the hub, I think, right? Is just to clarify.
When the trees arrive at the hub, we will be there. We deliver. So some trees arrive, to keep it simple, if you're a pickup site leader, when you show up at the hub, the trees will be labeled with your pickup site name and the point of contact at that pickup site. So they'll be labeled and bundled. So all you gotta do is pick up your bundle, load them in your vehicle, and be on your way. We want you to sign out we want you to verify the bundles, then make sure you have the correct number of trees and species that you will have on your sheet, which we will give you a week or two before you have to go and pick them up. So we make it as easy as possible. You show up at the hub, your trees will be bundled for you. We just want you to verify that bundle before you drive home back to your
Great.
community.
Last one. Do you give us the labels for the trees or do we have to print them up ourselves?
Cynthia, you can best answer that, I think.
We'll have templates for all of the different species in our partner toolkit, which I don't know if we could share the link in the chat. We sent it out in the last, in the December email. So you can print them yourself, and if you can't print them yourself, then just let us know and we'll try to make arrangements to drop some off for you at the hub.
That was the last question. So if there,
And you end up making that request, those labels will just be with your bundle of trees. That's great. Well, thank you for being fun, interactive audience and for your interest in participating in Tree Day and making this a successful event like we do every year. We look forward to working with you. And with that, we will end our webinar.
thanks, everybody.
Happy Tree Day.
Go Tree Day.